My name is Oluwaseyi Abiri, aka Showbuster, CEO of Showbuster Entertainment worldwide. I'm a media consultant, a fashionista, and an entertainer.
Wow. The whole idea of this show is to, find a way to make people see that there's still something worth fighting for. You understand? Because every day, people are hustling, and at some point, they just tend to forget that there was something that they used to dream about or becoming. You understand? So that's what differentiates the people in the society. You understand? But so far, all these years, I've heard so much about you. The things you do, you host events, you promote musicians, you do all this and that. So now, this is the question: how do you keep staying motivated?
First of all, you have to be determined. You have to discover yourself in the early age. I was born in an elite home where nobody is doing this kind of job. As I'm the first to be a mass communication person. All of my family members, they study engineer, doctors, and all of such teacher and all those things. But I decided on my own. And I could remember when I was in secondary school, I was known by my teachers and all these stuff that this is an average student that is good. So I've determined that, when you have an engineer as a father, mathematics is not the problem. But inside me, because I love drawing, I love creative things. I could remember when we were so young, when Daddy would drag us to sitting room to watch NTA News, Christopher. So I've been dreaming it in my mind that one day I'm going to be on the screen too. So building that thought,
my point, building that
thought in me. My dad, my parents, they still don't see the dream in me, but they just know I can draw. But fortunately for me, my parents took me to see Father Christmas as normal in the Lagos Island then. So fortunately, do you know what that Father Christmas gave to me? When I open my pack, what I see inside is drawing book, a manual on how to draw, and painting sticks and all other painting tools like that. So I was amazed that, wow, so really, Father Christmas has told you are not your creativity.
But my parents cannot study.
But I was so happy because they know I draw. Once I'm on my reading table, if I read a while, I beg that, Dad, I want to draw for a little while. So I sketch a lot. So, and I see that if I mix of my friends, then they call me Popular Augustine because my head, for me to have this kind of head, I get a that was how I was building myself. So just I quickly choose art class. My dad was questioning me, why art class? Why not science class? I said, Dad, this is where I want to be. This is where I fit into.
It's so crazy. Something I've noticed is that at a point, we focus on the wrong things. For example, now, if a child, they go to school, you understand, they will expect that as long as the child will be waiting there, the teacher for school. The child, they brilliant. But in a way, I think that is leading people off from what is important. Now, why, if you are doing something outside of what they are teaching you in school, they will say you are not serious in school. You understand what I'm saying?
As a person, you know what God gave to you. Every human being, God have an embodiment of talent in you. Without anybody teaching you. You discover yourself.
And there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that. Your parents might not discover. You are studying your parents at the same time you are shaping your career. So I have to be wise.
I think it's at this point people tend to the fear of say they don't want to disrespect their parents. That one say this.
That excuse. I know they go for them at all.
Now this is the key thing.
Yes, because one, I've studied law. I've been in the game for so long, but I was able to manage myself because I'm a professional, being a mass comm graduate. So I know the ethics, what it takes for you to be a star and what it takes for you to manage your star. I've studied the industry. I've gone to the streets, I'm a lot of artists, taking them out to perform with Clever J, Terry G, way back there. Just look at, a lot of guys are suffering from these guys, producer and all that, because they don't have a manager. So if I should be able to discover one artist and be able to manage him very well, at least you'll be guided to success. So that was my primary thinking. How many people have you inspired How many people have you blessed with your
That's
talent?
true.
How many people have you, bring up to success? When I met you, you were saying, very good guy. Oh. This guy is very creative. I love you.
Yeah, thank you.
That is what the entertainment industry needed. You don't give up because you don't know what is going to sell you out.
You actually get a lot of criticism. There was a time I just decided that, see, this is just who I want to be. You cannot be a normal person if you want to stand out. When you succumb to the normalcy of life, automatically you are dead. For example, there's a lot of white ships.
Yeah.
You can't really pinpoint one. But when there's a different color ship, probably there's a black, or there's a red, or there's a blue.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you will spot easily amongst all the whites.
Yes, my advice is that just discover yourself. People calling me, making inquiries about what I do and all this stuff. They don't ask for my CV. No one has ever. So I have customers in diaspora and all this. Sometimes I don't even see customers until the event dates.
There's an internal CV.
Yes, just say it. Don't wait for anybody to
wait
invest
for
for you.
anybody.
Because once you start making the fame, making the money, you're not going to give anybody first. It's yourself.
Yeah, that's true. There was a time you said something. You said your brand color is white and black. You understand? So that shows the level of intentionality.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like some people don't actually know that you have to look a certain way. You have to behave a certain way. It's why you are programming yourself. That's like the apex of everything. You understand? So the key things we've learned from you is focus.
Focus.
When you know what you want, know what you want.
Determination.
Not your mom, not your dad. They don't know you.
Determination.
Yeah.
You have to come from distractions. And thank God for my woman. She accepted how we started the struggle together. But look at us today now.
During the time of struggle,
it's
easy for you to find what you actually need.
That's it.
So thank you so much.
Wow.
It was a good time. We learned a lot to be focused, to have what you want to be in your mind, and every day consciously work towards it, irrespective of the distractions.
Yeah.
That's like the key thing.
Don't worry. You don't blow already.